Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be coming up against GOAT1099. And if you don't know who this man is, he is the best fighter on UFC 4 and there is no debate about it. I mean, this man is simply phenomenal. And on screen now, you will be seeing his YouTube channel. Don't forget to go over and check it out. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, and you can support him monthly with a £5 payment, and he gives you loads of extra perks. So don't forget to check that out also. So the last time I played him was around 7 months ago, and essentially, I've given it some time. Let me better myself, and I just hit him up and I was like, would you like to play some games? Because it's always good working with Goat. He's very, very good, and I'm a firm believer in that iron sharpens iron. And Goat's one of the YouTubers that's been showing me love for a long, long time. And like I said, he's the best in the world, so who better to practice with than the man himself. And if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And I'm hoping to run this one back with him. If you go over to Goat's channel as well, you will see that he has a separate upload with 2 different fights to this video, so definitely go check it out because it won't be the same content that you're seeing on screen here. And you can see that I am going to be using Gilbert Burns and he is going to be using Khamzat Chimaev. Now, for those of you who watch Goat's content a lot, you'll know that he's predominantly known for his stand-up. Like, his stand-up is next level, but his grappling is also, the elite of the elite. You don't get to be the best player in the world without being extremely versatile and well-rounded, especially when you're not relying on broken mechanics. So it's very, very good for me to run some work in as someone who thinks they're, a pretty decent grappler, and it's good to test myself against someone like Goat. Trying to see where I'm at in terms of how good am I actually. And in the first round here, you can see that he's taken me down with ease, but again, this is not so much a problem with Burns, as long as I'm not taking too many significant strikes. And you can see there he's raining down strikes. I'm very, very comfortable off my back, so Khamzat being on top isn't the worst situation in the world, and it's only the first round in a 5-round fight, so I've got a lot of time to work with. You see here that I end up swaying and pulling him back into half guard. So as this playing out in the background, I'll tell you one of several things. So right now I'm just trying to figure out little patterns and little transitions that I can utilize to, reverse position. And then as you see, reverse the position there. And I'm also thinking about, okay, what do I want to do? What's the end goal here? I mean, it's a 5-round fight, and I'd like to see it potentially go the duration, wear him down, and then potentially try and get submission finish. So that was the thoughts going into this fight here. I don't know what I've titled this video, so I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, I think it's a very, very controversial ending, the result. So I'll let you guys decide what you think about it in the comments. I don't agree with the ending. I'm just going to say that from here on out. But yeah, you can see get the position reversed here. So yeah, the main thought process was, right, I know this fight is not going to be on the feet for much of the 25 minutes, because after this first round, I remember Goat messaging me, because we was talking on Twitter whilst this was going on, and him saying that, yeah, this is the type of fight it's going to be. I want to see how you deal with this aggressive pressure, and this crumbles a lot of people. Aggressive grappling really does fold a lot of people, and this is something that I was very wary of. So terrible first round. Not many significant strikes thrown for myself, and that's one thing that I've taken from this fight, is that definitely utilize the significant strikes, the ground and pound, because that can definitely, obviously, when you round, you can see there no significant strikes thrown, because the vast majority of time I was on the ground. And then when I did posture up, he ended up reversing position. But as you can see, he has been expending a lot of stamina while using these ground and pounds. You see, shoot for a takedown here off the get-go, because I'm really here to try and work my ground game. I want to show him what it's like for me being on top. Then he tries to take me down. I deny, reverse the position here. And I had a new subscriber, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, asking me how to use the clinch to get into these grappling and submission attempts. This is exactly how you do it. So I clinched, rotated, and moved him to the cage. And just look at this back and forth here. Like, this is the highest of high level grappling, and the ability he has to just deny these transitions. That's one thing you'll notice, is his takedown defense is really second to none. You'll see that as soon as we both stopped shooting takedowns, we both went for the same uppercut, because we knew that either one of us was going to shoot the takedown next. So what I tried to do there is I shot a double, and with that double I cancelled, and then I was going to try to take his back, but Goat, being the smart man he is, he reverses the position, ends up taking me down, and then obviously he was on top. We got out of that position and ended back onto the feet, and then he goes for a power takedown, ends up getting it. So very, very energetic first couple of minutes to this round. A lot of takedowns denied, a lot of energy expenditure used for both of us, but primarily you'll see that Hamzat's stamina is slowly depleting, and as the rounds go on you'll see that all the little transition denials that I'm doing just start to deplete his stamina more and more and more, and in the long run this is going to play into the 4th and 5th rounds where Hamzat might be that little bit more tired. Burns might feel, you know, I might feel fresher going into the final 4th and 5th, and that's where I can really put that big push in and potentially look for that submission finish, which is really what I was after, to be honest with you. I was really wanting to test my submissions against him, and as you can see, at the moment, I'd say he's definitely getting the better of these 2 rounds. He's definitely doing more damage done because he's using good significant strikes off the ground and pound. He's holding position very well, but within that, I think that putting up a good fight off my back, denying transitions where possible and reversing positions. I think done a good job with the takedown defense in terms of some of the takedowns he went for, of course, got denied, but he eventually did take me down. And when he does take me down, like I said, he's doing a good job of holding me down. But also, it's one of those things that I'm using Gilbert Burns. I do not mind necessarily working off my back because Burns off his back is a real problem. So that's exactly what I was trying to do. And obviously, here, that is not what I meant to do. Didn't mean to get up here. I wanted to keep the fight on the feet, and that really did put me off a little bit. And this was our second fight. I believe our first fight I was using Leon Edwards and he was using GSP and he slept me. So going into this one, I already had some pre-game jitters because I'd already been slept the fight before. So trying to shake off the cobwebs here, and you can see that I definitely didn't mean to get up, and then I shot for another takedown. And this is where I noticed that, okay, Goat is having his way, but if I keep putting that pressure on, that relentless pressure, keep shooting those takedowns, that his stamina is going to keep depleting. And as long as I keep denying his as well, and very well timed head kick there, and that's one of the traits that I think a lot of people don't pick up on, is Goat's use of head kicks. He throws them at unorthodox times and unorthodox positions. That was a great pull counter there, by the way. And as a result of that, he ends up catching me a lot. And it's definitely not just a me thing, because I'm always in his streams and I see him do this to other elite level fighters. They just catch you at very weird timings and then does a lot of damage. But yeah, as I was saying, I've definitely noticed that the stamina's going down for Chimaev, and I know that if I can keep pushing the pace, forcing these takedown exchanges, then, you know, I could end up in a very advantageous position in the 4th and 5th and really allow myself to work. I am primarily looking to keep the fight on the ground because that's exactly where I want to test myself. I want to see how good I am, and see if I can work something either off my back or on top. And I think that's why I picked this matchup here in terms of using Gilbert Burns. It's just because of that submission front as I go for the Kimura here. I could have used someone like Colby, where I can constantly relentlessly shoot for takedowns, and obviously he's got 99 stamina as well, but Colby doesn't have that threat off his back that Burns possesses, and just some of the transitions and reversals that Burns has is what really makes this fight entertaining when it comes to that ground aspect, because, you know, Hamzat can definitely do all these different strikes and he's got submission threats of his own, but it's the fear of the Goat knows that if his stamina gets too low and he shoots for a transition and doesn't get it, he can potentially get punished with, you know, any sort of submission, whether it's the Kimura from half guard or you know, a triangle from full guard, or go into the rubber guard. There's a wide variety of options, and I've definitely lost every round up until this point, right? That's a given. I've had glimpses and I've had glimmers of moments where you can see that my wrestling and my grappling's held its own, and this was a good sign for me because it shows me that my grappling is actually to a very good level. I mean, this is the best fighter in the world, and it's putting up a fight. You know, he hasn't been easy for him. He hasn't just walked all over me, despite the fact he's had, you know, very good success. And he did tell me after this that, you know, thought my grappling was legit, and come UFC 5 I might be a real problem for sure. And that's good to hear. You see, deny this submission attempt here and work my way onto his back, and he's just trying to be very patient when you're coming up against someone like Goat, because he analyzes the situation very well. And just look at these denials. Like, it's just non-stop denies, and you can see here I'm very comfortable with him getting on top. A lot of people would have panicked there and try to, you know, just get him off straight away, but I was patient, let him wait. He ended up into side control, which again, is a good position for him, not the best for me, but you know, I just swayed, rolled with it, getting back into full guard. And this is just the process in which I work with. We're just trying to stay calm, and you can see that slowly but surely stamina is depleting. Now I definitely give those 3 rounds to GOAT. There is no way, in my opinion, that any of those could have been mine, which makes the, you know, next 10 minutes very interesting, because I am going to need a finish if I'm to look to win this fight, theoretically. But of course, we'll see what happens here. So coming into the fourth, you can definitely see a clear stamina difference, and I'm going to look to utilize the clinch where possible. See, I landed 2 knees to the body, and if you look at Khamzat's health stats, are in a very, very good position. Mine aren't in the worst, it's just the head health slightly lower, which makes sense because he caught me twice in the round previously. And I managed to get the takedown here. We both went for the takedown at the same time, but I'm guessing I queued it first, ended up getting on top, and you can see that, you know, just going to look to chip away, advanced position where possible, primarily look to keep the fight on the ground for as long as possible. He hits the reversal from full guard, which that sweep is, you know, it's just very, very hard to deny once someone transitions that if you don't get full guard straight away. I then end up taking his back, and he does a good job of making me go to backside, because from here he can really work his way up. You can see very, very patient with the shot selection, not looking to extend too much because I do have the stamina advantage right now, and I'm definitely going to try to keep that advantage for as long as possible, because over the duration of these 4 rounds, the stamina advantage is what's really going to save me in this 4th and 5th round here. So again, try that turning takedown again. GOAT does a good job of denying, and then we end up getting the half guard sweep back on top, and this is the best round so far, and a lot of that is due to the fact that I do have the stamina advantage. So it's going to be a bit more costly for GOAT to mistake a transition, because then there's the submission threat, there's the ground and pound threat, which is something that I'm definitely going to look to incorporate more when we next fight. I'm hoping to run this one back with him as soon as he's free. Maybe we'll give it, you know, maybe a month or 2, but this is definitely one I want to look to run back, because there's a lot of mistakes that I can definitely look to iron out, and this is the perfect thing. This is why you want to fight with these high level fighters, because iron sharpens iron. Like, I'm not afraid to post losses against these elite level fighters, because that's exactly what they are. They're the best of the best, so if you can learn anything from them, then that's exactly what you want to do. And you'll notice there's a big difference from 7 months ago when I played him to now, like in terms of confidence, in terms of what I'm looking to do. There's a huge difference, and even him, like the difference between now to when I last played him is absolutely crazy. I mean, his takedown defense was very, very good before, but oh my god, it's next level. Taking this man down is almost an impossible task, to be honest with you. It's very, very hard to do, and being able to take him down the times that I did, or even hang with him and manage to get certain reversals, was, you know, it made me happy. It was very, very impressive just to keep the fight competitive. And you will see that even though GOAT is pretty much, you know, doing his thing and dominating for majority of the fight, when he gets into this 4th and 5th, I start having more of my way, start implementing my game a bit more, and, you know, hit him with the respect here, because I was just really enjoying this fight. And if you're a fan of high level grappling and you know, anything to do those lines, pressure situations, if you just like watching well, I wouldn't say I'm elite, but if you like watching the best in the world go at it with someone that's fairly decent at the game, then this is the exact gameplay for you. See, dodge that huge haymaker there, rip to the body, throw a head kick, which is something I don't do enough of, and the head kick gets off a good stun there. And you'll see that although I have the stamina advantage, I'm giving respect where it's due, because I know that at any point Khamzat's got enough power to put me away, and the GOAT is more than technical enough to find a little loophole and potentially knock me out, even with this huge stamina advantage. So I'm being very patient. You see, clinch here, land a knee to the body, go to the head, and then take him down. Tried to get on top here, but I think he pushes me off in time. So yeah, he manages to get me off, which is good, because obviously if I got on him, would have 3 minutes and like 30 seconds to work with after he'd been stunned as well. You can see his head health still in a good position, shoot for a takedown, and again, this is where the stamina advantage becomes huge. Because of the stamina advantage, I was able to chain that takedown and eventually get it. And off of that, you can see, just, you know, I'm not throwing too many strikes here because I didn't want to give up the position. Still ended up giving it up, which, you know, of course is far from ideal. Land a good body shot here, and here's probably where I should have gone, you know, a bit more harder, working the body a bit more, because his health stats are still very good, because he basically absorbed no significant strikes for 2 rounds. His head health and body health's in a very good position. It's just his stamina that's going to be very, very depleted, and that's what I'm going to have to try and work with. You see that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work there from him. Knocks me down, gets on top, and he does the exact right thing there. So what he did was he looked for position over damage slash submission, because he knew it was going to be very hard to get me out of there. And worst came to worst, if he kept trying to follow through with that ground and pound, wasted his stamina. He could have got caught in a submission, position reversed, and that's exactly what he didn't want to do. He was hoping to hold on there and ride out the last minute of 32 into victory. You see, I catch him with a Kimura here, and there is no chance of me getting this Kimura. I know that for a fact, but it was good just to lock in some control time and potentially land myself in a good position. I was hoping to get into the next stage, which I believe is flipping him over. I can't remember if I'm correct. He ends up in north-south, which again, if you look at his stamina here, I'm not too worried about. He goes into side control. You see, I'm just throwing these little punches to build up GA. He postures up for sniffing strikes, and we sway out. And here, he has no stamina. So there I could have gone for a double leg, but considering there was only, about 35 seconds left, there's no point doing that because I've lost the fight in my head. I'm just going to look to see if I can get a knockdown to at least win this round as well, because he's already has a knockdown. I've already got a stun, so if I get a knockdown, it's normally scored off damage done. So as long as I get this knockdown here, which I think I do end up getting, then this round should be mine. So I'd have won at least 2 of the rounds, but it's going to go to the decision now. You will see what happens. Like I said, I don't agree with the decision. I was very, very confused by it at the time, but yeah, definitely not going to complain. I'll show the stats. Please go check out GOAT. Like I said, the best player in the game. Okay, there is no doubt about it. This man is just the greatest, and not only that, he's a super cool guy, man. Always has the time of day for me, always helps me out. And like I said, you'll have the video on his channel with our 2 other fights, so go support the man, like his content and subscribe. And if you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you.